Well, hello, a very big hello to all the cute tiny tots of DRS International School. And today I want to talk about mind attacks. So, what are mind attacks? Well, it is a state of mind where you suddenly start feeling that there are so many thoughts coming to your mind all at the same time from left, right, and center. Your mind is constantly bombarded with so many thoughts about so many different things. What's for dinner? I just had a fight with my friend. My mom said that to me. I've got an assignment to finish. Can I do it? Will I be able to do that? Can I make my parents happy? Blah, blah, blah. Something which happened in your digital classroom, probably. Or probably you had a fight with your best friend, and all these situations can lead to so many thoughts running through your mind all at the same time. It's just like having speeding cars on a highway coming and going, but never stopping. If you have ever encountered such a scenario, if you have ever gone through such an experience yourself, then my friend, you have suffered from what is known as a mind attack or a mind storm. So that is what we are going to talk about in today's video, and also try to figure out how we can deal with it, how we can try to find our way through it so that we can lead happier and healthier lives. All right? So, my dear students, when we talk of mind attacks and when we go through them ourselves, slowly and slowly, eventually, we start to realize that our mind is not the friend that we think it is. So, my dear students, slowly, eventually, over a long period of time, you start to realize that your mind is not the friend that you think it is. Your mind is not the friend that you thought it to be. And you also realize that your mind does not always play a fair game. Yes, that's true. It does not always play a fair game. But because there are so many thoughts in the mind and they can be quite overwhelming, they can quite overwhelm our lives at times, slowly, we start to trust our mind, trust it more and more. And then what happens? When we start trusting our mind more and more, we start to believe the lies that it tells us. And what are these lies? Lies about your self confidence, self esteem. Can I do it? Will I be able to do this? Will I be able to make my parents happy? Will I be able to score good marks in my upcoming internal assessment? Will I be able to speak confidently in front of everybody on the stage during my morning assembly? Will I be able to talk with confidence when there is a webinar going on or there is a digital class going on? Will I be able to give a speech? Will I be able to give a lecture? Will I be able to convince my teacher? Etc., etc., etc. The mind starts to sow the seeds of self doubt inside you. And slowly, over the period of time, you start to believe all these lies. And you start to believe that you have less self confidence, less self esteem. You start to believe maybe you are not good enough. Maybe you are not up to the task. Maybe you cannot step up to the situation. Maybe there is somebody out there who's far better than you for the required job. Maybe you cannot live up to your own expectations or your class teacher's expectations. All these start to manifest themselves or start to show themselves in your life in the form of self doubt. And self doubt slowly leads to lowering of self esteem and confidence that you have. And it's actually not quite surprising. You know why? Because the mind is homegrown, or rather, should I say, it's own grown. It grows with you. As your body grows, so does your mind. So it's almost like the mind is housed inside your body, which actually it is. Speaking of the brain is housed inside your skull, inside your head. And that is the space where the mind also resides. Although the brain is physical and you can see it, but the mind is something you can't see. But the mind also somehow lives in the same space as the brain. Although you can't see it, but now I have told you where it stays. So, along with your entire body, as your head grows and as the size of your skull grows, so does your mind. It's almost like the mind is growing inside you like a friend or like a sibling or like a twin. So, when there is something which is own grown, you tend to believe it more, even though it may tell you lies, which it does. So, the mind has a terrible, terrible habit of telling you lies all the time. And most of the times, you know what? The bad part? Most of the times, all these lies have got to do something with the lowering of your self confidence. And that is what we want to challenge with today's video. That is what we don't want. We don't want your confidence to go down. And today, through this video, we are going to learn exactly what we can do so that, so that we can halt this process of lowering down of your self confidence. We can halt this process of your mind constantly trying to convince you that hello, you have less self confidence, that hello, you are not good enough. So we are going to stop, we are going to pause that process and then reverse it so that your confidence, instead of going down, actually gets boosted and goes all the way up, skyrocketing to the sky, so that you can have loads and loads and loads of self confidence and nobody can ever make you feel bad or down again in your life. Okay? But yes, because the mind grows along with you right from childhood to adulthood, you tend to believe it more because you start feeling that your mind is your very own. You start to look at your mind as your very own. Arey, ye to apna hai. So when we start believing that somebody is ours, when we start believing that the mind is ours, or for that matter, anybody who we feel belongs to us, anybody who we feel is ours, we tend to believe that person more. So, because we believe that our parents are ours, we believe them more. Because we feel that the mind belongs to us, we believe it more. And that is why slowly we start to feel that we have less confidence, we have less self-esteem, and that we are not good enough. But children, that is a lie. That is absolutely false. And this is what is known as a mind storm or a mind attack. Slowly, over the period of time, when you have suffered from n number of mind attacks, suddenly, all of a sudden, one day you realize that no, I have had enough. It's almost like a hammer suddenly strikes your head strongly. And you wake up. You wake up from this nightmare and you tell yourself, I have had enough of these mind attacks. I'm not going to have a single more attack of this. I am not going to have a single more mind attack in my life. And you decide that because beyond the point when you have had enough, there is this hammer which strikes you. And the hammer strikes you because God knows, the universe knows that you can't take it anymore. And now it is the time to grow up, to step up to the occasion, step up to the challenge, and become stronger and more resilient. So you realize that no. I've had enough mind attacks. I know all the tips and tricks which the mind plays with me. And I am not going to take a single more mind attack in my life. Because you finally realize that if you allow, and let me repeat, if you allow, then yes, your mind can transform into an enemy that resides within you. So once you realize your problem, then finding a solution actually becomes easy because, like they say, understanding the problem is half the battle won. So now you know that you are suffering from mind attacks. And children, most of the times, mind attacks are very simple and they happen in a very simplistic manner. They're also very easy. It's very easy for you to suffer from a mind attack because you become vulnerable. And you become vulnerable because you start to take things as a person. You start taking things personally. And when things become personal, you naturally tend to become more vulnerable. Oftentimes, you must have heard your parents tell you, come on, yeah, don't take it so personally. And you tend to get hurt, you tend to get irritated or angry when somebody says something to you because you are taking things personally. अच्छा इसने मुझे कैसे बोला? How could he say that to me? You start to falsely associate your own identity with this structure, this body as a person. Like you can see me on your screens right now. So I have a face, I have a neck, I have shoulders, I have a proper body. And you associate Anukriti ma'am's identity with this body, with this face that you see. So when somebody does the same thing to you, when somebody says something back to you, you start associating those bad words, those bad vibes to yourself as a person, comparing it, comparing that personality to the body that you have. So if your best friend fights with you or says something back to you, if your teacher scolds you, you just associate all these bad things to the body, the physical body which you have, because you start to associate your identity with that body. And then things become more and more personal because you look at that body in front of the mirror and you feel that this is the person. This is the person right in front of me. And that person or that Tom or that Harry or that XYZ said those things to me. So, because you associate your identity with that body, because you associate your identity with that body and you feel that that body is a person, you become more vulnerable. And when you are vulnerable, it is very easy for the mind to attack you further and further, more and more frequently, because things are becoming personal for you. You need to realize, my dear students, that mind attacks should not be faced on a personal level. You need to realize that you are the self. You are an energy. You are the consciousness of the universe. Your identity cannot be attached to this body because this body will come and go. Today I have my body, tomorrow it may not be there. Once I die, my body is going to be burnt in a cremation ground, and all that's going to be left behind are my ashes. So the body is destructible, it is temporary. It is here today, it will not be there tomorrow. So, how can your identity be the body? Similarly, your identity is also not the mind over here, which is sitting here. Your identity is also not the thoughts which are running in that mind of yours. The day you realize that, and if you realize it now, well and good, congratulations to you, more power to you. So you need to realize that you cannot attach your identity to either your body, your mind, or your thoughts. Because you are something way beyond all these things. You are something completely different. You are a pure, intangible, untouchable energy. A strong, vibrant, brightly colored energy. A pure consciousness of the universe. This universe in itself is a huge energy, and you are a tiny part of it. You are immeasurable. You are uncountable. You are infinite in yourself. That is why I keep telling you, you are a fountain of pure love. You are an ocean of peace. You are a reservoir of immeasurable energy. And if you want, you can achieve so much in life with nobody to stop you. So the day you attach your identity to this energy, to this self, this consciousness, suddenly you will become invincible, unbeatable. And the day you realize the power of the self, the day you start looking at your life as a journey of approaching the ultimate universal energy, the day you start visualizing your life as this journey towards the culmination into the universal energy, that day you will become unbeatable. And that day, mind attacks will leave you, will stop bothering you. You need to realize that your life is just a beautiful journey. And this journey every day is leading you closer and closer to that ultimate universal energy. And one day, there will come a time when your own energy, you, your energy, will finally merge with that ultimate universal energy. That process is what we call in Hinduism as moksha. But moksha is a very complicated subject which we can discuss much later on. But what I'm trying to say is that the ultimate goal of your life is the final amalgamation or the final union of your energy with the universal energy. You are just an energy which nobody can touch and nobody can beat. The day you realize that, mind attacks will become so trivial. You will stop thinking about them and they will leave your life slowly and slowly. So, the day you look at yourself as the self, as this energy, the day you seek some genuine help from life with a true perspective, with the real perspective on this entire situation, the way I have explained it to you, that day tackling mind attacks, challenging mind attacks will become so much more easier. And I know in the beginning there will be doubts, there will be challenges, there will be hurdles because all the people who suffer from these psychological attacks or who are in this psychological imprisonment of the mind, psychological imprisonment of these mind storms, all those people realize that in the beginning of this journey, in the beginning of tackling these mind attacks, it can become quite stressful, it can become quite challenging, quite unnerving, I would say quite overwhelming, because in the beginning you are quite unsure. You are quite unsure of what you are doing or the path that you are leading. Despite that, despite being unsure of the new choices that you are making, despite being unsure of this new path that you are walking on, instead of attaching your identity to your personality, you are now beginning to attach your identity to the self. So these are new decisions that you are making in life, new beliefs that you are embracing in life, and all these things are new. So in the beginning all these new things can create their own doubts in you. Am I doing it right? Am I finally taking the right decision? So because of so many different and new choices, you yourself will go through your phases of self doubt, and you will doubt the entirety of this new process of tackling the mind attacks. But it happens to everybody. Despite being so unsure, there is an underlying, unwavering, stable, rock solid faith in life also. When you focus on tackling these mind attacks by following this new approach in life, although despite being unsure, although you are unsure, you still have this unwavering, solid support in this new process of life. And you have a faith that some divine energy in life is guiding you on this process. And yes, it is ultimately leading you in the right direction, which will lead to the right destination, the kind of destination you want. And that destination is all about joy, happiness, quiet, peace, no more mind attacks, no more bombardment from thoughts coming from all the different directions. And ultimately, you realize that joy, peace, and silence are also the very fundamentals, are also the very origins of your own being. So, today, the very first step that you can take with me through this video, there is a very positive affirmation that I'm going to share with you. What is an affirmation? An affirmation is a thought or an idea which is definitely very positive, a thought or an idea which I want you to repeat constantly in your mind. And when you will repeat this thought or idea constantly in your mind, and because it is so positive, it will lead to an increment in your self confidence, self esteem, and it will kill all your self doubts. So, any thought or idea which is positive and which leads to an increment in self confidence is known as an affirmation. I have a very interesting affirmation for you. You can just close your eyes and listen to it as I repeat it for you a couple of times, and then with your eyes closed, you can just carry on repeating this affirmation in your mind until it gets dissolved in your blood, until it gets mixed up completely in your muscles, your bones, your bone marrow, in your breath, and it becomes a part of your body, your mind. I want this affirmation to become a part of your entire life, children. So just keeping your eyes closed, spine is erect, body is relaxed, hands comfortably placed on your knees, palms facing up, fingers slightly curled in. Now just repeat in your mind as I say to you, I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not even my thoughts. I am something completely different. I am an unbeatable energy. I am an unbeatable energy. I am an unbeatable energy. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not even my thoughts. I am something completely different. I am an unbeatable energy. I am an unbeatable energy. I am an unbeatable energy. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not even my thoughts. I am something completely different. I am an unbeatable energy. I am an unbeatable energy. I am an unbeatable energy. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not even my thoughts. I am something completely different. I am an unbeatable energy. I am an unbeatable energy. I am an unbeatable energy. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not even my thoughts. I am something completely different. I am an unbeatable energy. I am an unbeatable energy. I am an unbeatable energy. Yes, that's what I am. An unbeatable energy. I am. An unbeatable energy. I am. An unbeatable energy. I am. As you keep your eyes closed, children, just listen to my last parting words. These are the affirmations that I want you to repeat in your mind whenever you have free time, whenever you are lying down in bed getting ready for sleep, or whenever you wake up and you still have some moments to just lie in bed, stretch your body. Repeat these affirmations to yourself. I would even suggest wherever you have your study table at home, on a nice, clean piece of paper, write down these affirmations, frame them, and keep them in front of you on that study table. If you can't frame them, just tape them onto the wall in front of you or any other place where they are clearly and very frequently visible to you. The more you will read these affirmations, the more you will start to believe them. And whenever you have time, like I said, you can either repeat them in your mind over and over again, or you can just sit down comfortably in a cool, quiet corner of the room And repeat these affirmations to yourself in the form of a meditation for 5 minutes or whenever you are in bed, either at night time or during daytime, afternoon time, whenever you are in bed. See, there are three times when you can be in bed. The first time is in the morning after waking up. I know most of you don't just jump out of bed after waking up. So once you wake up, my suggestion to you, stay in bed for another 5 minutes. Repeat these affirmations to yourself before springing out of bed. The next time you will be most probably in bed is the afternoon time. After having lunch, maybe when you start feeling sluggish, you start going through that midday slump and you want to catch up with your quick nap of 30 minutes. Once you lie down in bed to take a quick nap, before taking a nap, repeat these affirmations to yourself. Chances are you will get so boosted with energy that your requirement for a power nap will go down. And the last time when you hit the bed is during your bedtime. So before you fall asleep, you can just repeat these affirmations to yourself lovingly, soothingly in your mind, like a meditation, like a quick guided nighttime relaxation meditation. Just guide yourself through these affirmations. Guide yourself to a place of higher self confidence through the repetition of these affirmations in your mind. So, perform this relaxation meditation during bedtime just before falling asleep, and chances are, as you repeat these gentle, soothing affirmations in your mind, you will eventually fall asleep. But you know what? You know the beauty of the power of thought? You know the beauty of this mind? The more you repeat these affirmations, even if you fall asleep while you are repeating these affirmations, because you have been repeating them consciously, they will go on getting repeated. They will go on repeating themselves in your subconscious mind as you are falling asleep. So they will still be producing all those positive effects in your body and in your mind and in you, and you will become more confident, full of self esteem. So, my advice to you before I wrap up this video, follow these positive self affirmations. Repeat them in your mind whenever you get time throughout the day. God bless you. I love you all. And let me tell you that I'm going to see all of you once again on Saturday with a brand new video, with a brand new chit chat and a brand new meditation. Until then, I want you to know that all of you are loved and I love all of you.